Here's the footage of my life flashing before my eyes when I was just in a dumpster. I knew this was gonna happen one day. Yes, I can be dramatic, but I almost just my pants. Like, everybody has a fear, okay? It's legitimate. I am having a little bit of an issue in this dumpster. I just picked up a picture frame and turned it over, and like I know I'm a lot sometimes, but you know sometimes people have irrational fears, and you know they're terrified of fuzzy cats. My heart is beating so fast I feel like I'm gonna throw it up out of my throat. You can laugh all you want. I know some of you know what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna show you what it is, and then I'm gonna throw it out of the dumpster so that I'm safe to be in here. It's a fucking hand.
Hello and welcome to my very own video, my Freddy Krueger rework. And yes, I am recording this while being very sick. So basically, Freddy Krueger, you know, he's been reworked like twice, and nobody likes him. Nobody likes to play against him. Literally, just no one likes him, for no reason. But I feel like he has actually so much potential, and I feel like I can actually do that in this like I literally figured out the perfect power rework for him for everyone to love him. And I will be so happy for you to stay and watch this video and find out. But yeah, he just has a lot of problems on both sides. No one likes playing him, no one likes playing against him. He needs changes. And I feel like the changes that I'm about to introduce combine elements of more from his movies and already using things from his base kit. So here we go. Okay, so like imagine he has a snare now, but instead it does something different. So he has a new type of snare. Your snare count will be increased to 11, but that also includes making the pallet space kit. So it will take both, like counters, you know? You can switch between any snare at any time. There will be a new debuff called the Blood Covered debuff. It's a new status effect. It will slow down certain actions such as healing and repairing. Being blood covered will also send you into the deep wound state when injured. Curing blood covered can be done by either waking up or running around until it goes away. Guess what, guys? There is a new type of snare, and it is called the Drowning Snare. This snare only appears if you are close. This is for Survivor. So the snare only appears if you are close to it. Obviously, you have to be in the dream world like all of his other powers. That's not changing. You will hear it and see it as it seems to slowly start to appear. If you step on it, the snare snucks. If you step on it, the snare will slowly start to basically like drag in the survivor into the blood pool and try to drown them. But it's not as bad as it sounds, don't worry. So after they are like being sucked in, they have to fight to escape. They have to try to maneuver their way out of this little blood pool. So it's kind of similar to like hacking a skull merchant drone, where you have to hit certain directional inputs, and failing the inputs will drag you even deeper until you failed enough and it leaves you being sucked inside. So before we talk about what happens when you get sucked inside, let's talk about what happens if you escape. So if you escape, you experience the blood covered status effect. And again, that makes it so if you are hit while healthy with the status effect on, you will be put into deep wound, and if you are asleep or the blood covered effect is still on you, you will have slower action speeds with healing and repairing. And you can cure this blood covered debuff by either running around enough till it like theoretically falls off, or waking yourself up, or having someone else wake you up. It is important to note that while you are being sucked under and you're fighting for your life, the nightmare cannot hit you, but he can force you down into the blood puddle. Oh, you're thinking, where does this blood puddle send you? And I'm so glad you asked. there is a new subspace called the Boiler Room. It acts similar as the Anniversary Void, where if you went to the portal, you would be transported to a place out of the map that's self-contained. Now, this Boiler Room is self-contained, but you will force to stay there until you either find an exit or you get downed and Freddy Krueger hooks you. Now, there are special properties of this self-contained area called the Boiler Room. And first of all, there will be pipes randomly. It's a boiler room, you know? So the pipes that are on the walls, they will randomly spurt out hot steam, which will make your survivors scream. This alerts the nightmare. They don't get alerted when you go in there. They only get alerted if you touch a steam pipe in the boiler room. There are no pallets, no windows, and the whole boiler room is dark. There is very little options for the survivor to run, as the boiler room is set up in a maze-like fashion. The nightmare has the ability to teleport into a subspace at any point in time. When the nightmare eventually teleports there, everything lights up. It gets all fiery and everything gets red. This lets the survivor know, yeah, I can't mess around anymore. I have got to go. So, how do you go? There will be 2 doors at any given point in time scattered around the boiler room. The survivor can walk up to one of these doors, try opening it for a second, and then walk out. Exiting the boiler room will transport the survivor into a randomly selected locker. They are still asleep, and they will still exhibit the blood covered status effect. Only one survivor can use a door at a time, so if all survivors are in there, they're gonna have to wait their turn. If a survivor is caught by Freddy Krueger and downed while in the boiler room, there will be hooks scattered around that the nightmare can hook the survivor on, which will transport them immediately back to the map. Here is a demonstration of Freddy's new power, the Drowning Snares. Here's a demonstration of the survivor getting sucked under into the boiler room. Guess what? You wouldn't believe it. Here's a demonstration of the boiler room. Last demonstration is just what happens if the survivor isn't so lucky. Now we also have one quality of life change. So, you know when you teleport to a gen and you're trying to get the pounce on survivors because you're teleporting to them, and then you teleport and you don't know where you're facing and you just end up more disoriented than you were before? Well, guess what? That is now a thing of the past, because as you reach a certain point in your teleport, you start to see what your husk sees as it forms in front of the generator. I know it's crazy, but just watch and you'll see. So that wraps up about my changes, but why? Why would I do these things? First of all, we need to get rid of being slowed down because no one likes being slowed down. Like, who would have said, yeah, I would love to have a broken leg over being able to have fun? Not one person ever, in case you were wondering. I feel like having such a unique element to a killer that before had 0 unique elements and now is exhibiting something so unique to the game is great for him, but not only him, but for the game as a whole. Because this leads to more unique experiences, more fun, and I think he would actually become the most dynamic character in the game. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you think Behavior should rework him like this, share it around, get the word out. Really appreciate you watching. I hope everyone who's listening has a wonderful day, and goodbye.